And get yourself ready for the practice of mindfulness meditation. Preferably you're in a reasonably comfortable position, not too comfortable. So alert, upright, perhaps in a chair or on a cushion. Really want to avoid lying down for this kind of meditation unless you're injured. So standing, kneeling, seated on the floor or a chair. So the spine can be upright, the belly relaxed. So you can take nice, deep, full breaths. Wherever you are, just wiggle a little bit more right now and see, is there any way you could be more comfortable, more upright, more alert? And this process of setting your posture is really important, as the way we align the body has a correlation with how we align the mind. So if we want to be present and alert, we want to place the body in a position that supports this quality. We're not trying to relax in this kind of meditation. Rather, we're trying to be present and see clearly. So feeling into the posture itself now. Feeling into the whole body and that quality of alertness and readiness. Ready to be fully here, to be fully present. The intention we create is sometimes the most important part. So reminding yourself, creating the intention, I will be present now. Feeling into the whole body, noticing its position, its posture. Noticing the weight of the body, this force of gravity that holds you here against the floor, or the cushion, or the chair. And then acknowledging the mind too. Perhaps the mind is busy or quiet. Maybe it's frazzled or clear. Making an intention now to really allow the mind to start to settle, to arrive here into the body. The practice of mindfulness meditation is mostly about non-reactivity. It's about seeing clearly into whatever is there in the moment, to the sensations we feel in the body, to the way the breath is moving, to anything that arrives through the five senses of smell, taste, sight, sound, and touch. To whatever is happening in the mind state. start to train the mind to be present to what is, we begin with an anchor. And that anchor in this meditation will be the breath. So finding your breath now. At first, just simply noticing the whole body breathing. Perhaps you might notice a sense of expansion on the in-breath. And a sense of relaxation or contraction perhaps on the out-breath. Process of mindfulness is about seeing clearly to whatever is there, so there's no need to change the breath in any way. Rather, we simply notice it as it is, whether that be fast or slow, shallow or deep, smooth or jagged. Mindfulness is the process of non-judgment, simply seeing how is the breath. And this way we train ourselves to be with all things, both in meditation and in life, as they are. Keep staying with the breath. We live in a stimulating world, so it's quite likely that it's only possible to focus on 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 breaths before the mind wanders away. The key is to simply notice this wandering mind without reactivity. The mind is busy, and that's okay. As soon as we remember again that we're supposed to be focusing on the breath and that we set an intention to be present, we simply return the attention back to the breath. Sometimes it can be helpful to notice a certain aspect of the breath. So that could be either noticing the breath at the nostrils, being curious about the temperature of the breath, the speed of the breath, and any sensations you feel as the breath moves in and out. Or perhaps you could notice the breath at the belly. Being curious about the way the belly moves. Any sensations you feel, the in and out breath. Or perhaps you could just stay with the whole body breathing. A sense of expansion on the in-breath, relaxation on the out-breath. Each time your attention wanders, simply noticing wandering mind, and come back to the breath. As many times as we wander away, we simply come back. No drama, no fuss. You can think of the mind as an untrained puppy. We gently, kindly bring the puppy back to the newspaper or to the grass to teach them how to use the right place to pee. That's the mind, like an untrained puppy, just gently, continuously, patiently bringing it back. In this mindfulness meditation, the breath is our anchor. This means that we return to it whenever we get confused or lost in thought. But with mindfulness, we don't have to stay with the anchor. Instead, we can be present to whatever arises. So we could open out a little bit and start to explore mindfulness of the body. You might notice the feeling of your feet against the floor. Being curious if there's warmth or pressure or any kinds of other sensations there. We might notice parts of our legs or our butt against the chair or the cushion. You might notice parts of the body that touch other parts of the body. The hands against the legs, perhaps. Sensations might arise that are pleasant or unpleasant. Perhaps even unpleasant sensations that we might mentally label as pain or numbness. We might simply note sensation. When our mindfulness is steady, we could be present to any sensation that arises in the body. But if we get confused, we come back and begin again at the breath. Spending some time now being present to breath or any sensations that arise out of the sense of touch. Again, the breath is the anchor. So if you get confused or lost in thought, just simply stay with the breath. Come back to the breath. We take this seat, we watch the breath and wait for anything else to arise. Perhaps notice that the sensations that come arise, remain, and pass away. Everything is arising, remaining, and passing away. Can we take the seat of the one who watches, watching the breath, watching sensation arise and pass away? As we stay present, watching the breath, sounds may too arise, remain, and pass away. Can you take the seat of the watcher who simply hears sound? No need to tell stories of the sound or label what it is. Simply listening and labeling sound. The breath is the anchor, so we stay with the breath. But if a sensation of touch or a sensation of sound arises, we can be present of this too. If the mind wanders or you get confused, start again with the breath. Physical sensations arise and pass. Sound arises and passes. Thoughts arise and pass. All phenomena is arising and passing. Can you turn your awareness to the awareness itself that sees? for these last few breaths, being fully aware of the whole length of breath. And then take one hand to your heart and one to your belly. And honoring and thanking yourself for making time to nourish your body, heart, and mind. And taking your hands together, palms to touch at your heart center. Bowing your head to your hands. And offering the fruits of our practice to all beings everywhere. May the cultivation of peace inside our own heart-mind expand to the whole earth. May all beings be happy. May all beings be free.